My name is Ghassan Finge. My in-game name is Milosh Finge, and my job somehow is Pro League commentator at Rainbow Six.
Milosh is on his way to Atlantic City to cast the Rainbow Six Pro League Finals for Season 7, and was kind enough to chat to me about his preparations. Do you have a basic routine for when you're getting into a cast? Do you have specific things that you do to prepare?
For seasonal, a day by day, it's basically going through every team's CSL history, because some of them might not be as prevalent as others. To go through, research which players have been where. You'll see that especially when we were doing the Challenger League finals for EU and NA. We had a lot of information that we had written down, because some of them, it's very difficult to keep up with so many matches outside of Pro League as well. It's basically the same that you do when it comes to LAN event. It's just that for LAN event, you think about it in a different way, because you need to start thinking about morale. How does a team prepare physically and mentally to go into a LAN event? Because it's completely different. It's the same thing for us. At least for me, before I go, is the only time I'll ever have an energy drink. I need as much energy as possible, and then you reset during the next match, and then you go back again. It's just a mindset thing. Make sure that your body and your mind are ready for a match, because it can be exhausting, as you know.
So how does it feel different casting from the studio online to actually casting at a LAN event?
A LAN event is a billion times better. If I could only cast LAN event every single day, my God, it would be amazing. I would be exhausted or probably go insane, but it's so much nicer than casting at a studio, because you get the interaction directly with the players, and you get to see everything on their face as it materializes in front of you, because usually you can see them from where you're seated. Also, at Pro League Finals, you have a crew that is constantly on point of things, even more than what it is at the studio, because this is a live broadcast. There's hundreds upon hundreds of people there. There's 1,000 people that are watching, but then there's another 120 people that are working the event. There's some more employees from Ubisoft, and sometimes people higher up. When we were in Six Invitational, Yves Guillemot is literally one of the two CEOs of the company was there watching the grand final. So they're all right, we gotta make the show happen in a much more flashy way. So that's the best part of it, is that you have to be a commentator but also a showman. And that's something I like. Let's straight up be honest here. You know this more than I do. If you could put one team or place one team right now in this finals, personally, I would replace Norango with Cryptic. Unfortunately, Cryptic are unable to be there because every time they have to face Fnatic and previously Mindfreak, and they kind of get shafted by the bracket because they're really, really good, and really they're the only team in the region that can pose any threat to Fnatic. In APAC, Rogue will have no problems with their match versus Norango, even with Geo not being there. Of course, they have Shuttle who's coming in as replacement. EG Penta is the big, huge game. That's a game to look out for, but it's not the be-all, end-all of matches. I think no matter which way it goes with that game, the semi-final of that side of the bracket is going to be even better, because Rogue and EG are so close. Rogue knows pretty much everything about EG. If anybody can beat EG outside of Penta, it's pretty much Rogue. So that's going to be interesting if EG make it through. If Penta make it through, oh, you bet your ass that Rogue are ready for that. So no matter what, Rogue will be a team to look out for. Then you go to Millennium v FaZe. Millennium lost to FaZe before they were Team Font at Gamescom at Year 2 Season 2. It was relatively close, but that was an old Millennium. This one is, in my mind, much better. They'll give them a run for their money. And then the rematch, Fnatic v Liquid, that's going to be pretty. No matter which way it goes, both semifinals will be interesting, very, very fun to watch, even if it's all Brazil. Which team I think would win? Well, there's a reason why I have a Penta jersey right behind me. I support EU. All right, this is the thing. I work with 3 people that are super into North America. I need to be the one person that says EU will dominate. And you know what? No matter who, if it's Millennium or Penta, that's fine by me. Penta, in heart and mind, I think very much have a chance, especially with Kanta Rokedi replacing Shate. Shate hasn't really been super well performing the past season online. And even at LAN, he was good, but he wasn't amazing. And maybe, obviously it's the first time playing with them, etc. But the replacement to have Kanto on the team basically helps them out because Fabian doesn't have to frag all the time now. And it puts a bit more of that on Kanto, and then he can focus a bit more on actually making sure the team is doing things correct. Honestly, these three teams are absolutely insane. Yeah, sure, you have substitutions, but when you're at a professional level like this, with so many players that have so much experience between them and that have coaching staff with them, yeah, the effect is most likely going to be a positive.
Personally, for you, what's the thing that you're most looking forward to coming into this event?
I'm looking forward to meeting more people at US event. I've never been to the US. I'm super excited to see what it actually is like in the US outside of, movies and TV shows. And, that's basically how you and I know about the USA. I'm wandering here as the tourist, and with the little amount of time that I have between the two events, it's going to be an interesting find. Otherwise, meeting everybody, seeing a lot of the familiar faces as well in the region, because there's some people that, even though they're not playing, they're just coming there for the fun. We have a similar thing with DreamHack Austin 2 weeks after that. So we're going to get to see even more people similar to the ones that we're seeing anyways at Atlantic City. And the fact that I have a few surprises as well for others, not even mentioning the kangaroo onesie that I've kind of been tricked into getting to wear. Thank you, Australia. Thank you. We were actually watching R6ANZ and that's when I got catfished into getting one. So
coming up in the next 6 months, not just of the Pro League itself, of which we're having a change of format, but also Rainbow Six in general. You mentioned DreamHack Austin. What are you most excited about? How do you feel coming into 6 months of that?
Well, it's more work, which is great. If there's anything I don't like is sitting around and doing nothing at home. DreamHack Austin is going to be very interesting because it's not really the first DreamHack that has had an official Rainbow Six tournament, but it's the first one where it's actually integrated fully into the Rainbow Six year. Otherwise, we have Paris Majors going to be coming up as well. We have DreamHack Valencia right before that. We have the entire summer, basically, of a Pro League season, brand new. And the devs are going to explain that when we're in Atlantic City. They will show everybody how the system is going to be for next season with the picks and bans, weekly map picks, etc. There's so many things that are changing. It's basically a completely brand new way of watching and playing in Pro League. And it's going to be super exciting because, well, all teams will get to play all the time. And there's no sulking around doing nothing. Hey, if you lose one game, that's fine. You get to bring it in the next one. Very inspired by sports, and I like it as an avid watcher of European football. And, it's great. Pretty happy.